Hi class, these are the homework corrections for page 125 and 126. Okay, so if you read the situation up here, you're comparing the cost of band tickets, and you have kind of two different costs going on here. So let's go ahead and we'll look at number 1. And it says explain what the unit cost means in the context of the example problem. So let me grab my pen here. Alright, so if you look, we're looking at the unit cost, and you could look a couple different places here. So you could look here, and if 2 tickets cost $12, that means 1 ticket costs $6. You do the math there. Or you could also look right here. So 1 ticket costs $6. That would be the unit cost, or the cost per ticket. And next we want to use 2 points on the graph to find the slope. And how does the slope relate to the unit cost? Well, the slope is the unit cost, so it's $6 per ticket. And if you pick 2 points, for example, I'll pick 1, 6, and this is what we did on our string yesterday, and let's pick 2, 12. And you would show that by using your slope formula here. So you'd have 12 minus 6, second y minus the first one, and 2 minus 1, which would give you 6 over 1, so $6 per ticket. Use the slope you found in problem 2, so right here, to write an equation. So that means that the cost of tickets would be $6 times however many tickets you were buying. Okay, let me scroll to the next page here, and we're going to do problems 4 and 5. Alright, so the table shows the distance Nikki travels on her bike as a function of how many hours she rides at a consistent rate. So that's a big key word there, okay? So consistent rate. Use the information in the table to make a graph using the coordinate plane at the right. So we're going to do that, and we're going to find the slope and explain what it means. So we'll graph some of these points here, like 2 and 16 and a half, and you'll kind of eyeball it. 4 and 33 would be maybe about, 4 and 33. Would be right about there. And 6 and 49 and a half, so real close to 50 there. And then 8 and 66, be right about there. And if you look, you have a nice straight line. So I'm going to try to draw a nice straight line here. And it goes through 0, 0. And that makes sense that it's proportional because for 0 hours she's traveled 0 miles. Okay? And then we could use 2 points to go ahead and find our slope. Okay? So go ahead and plug them into your y2 minus y1. And you can pick any 2 points you want. I'm going to pick these 2 because I don't have to deal with decimals then. So I'd have 433 and 866. And you'd label. And you plug them in. So 66 minus 33 over 8 minus 4. So that gives me 33 over 4, which would simplify to 8 and a fourth, or 8.25. So that means that Nikki is biking 8¼ miles per hour. That's what the slope means in this problem. Okay, next one. The table below shows the cost C for different numbers of binders B. And is this relationship proportional? So we're looking for, is it proportional? And if so, represent it with an equation. If not, explain. So we're looking for a consistent rate of change, or constant of proportionality would be another way to say it. And if you do the math each time, you can multiply by $1.35, because that's the cost per binder. So $1.35 would represent the cost per binder, which is also the slope. And to find that, you can go $5.40 divided by, your 4 there. And you could do that on any of these, and it would still give you that $1.35 per binder. Okay? Your equation to represent this would be the cost equals that $1.35 times however many binders you buy. Okay? Thanks, guys.